150,000 years ago, our ancestors were scattered across the globe, struggling to survive in environments ranging from the Arctic tundra to the Amazon rainforest. We were vulnerable, unshielded, and far from the top of the food chain. We couldn't compete on physical strength or speed, but possessed a unique evolutionary trait. By fracturing stone to create sharp edges, we built our way out of the middle of the food chain, reshaping the world around us. For over 100,000 years, we roamed as hunter-gatherers, but in the fertile plains of the Middle East, the first farmers began to scatter seeds into the ground. They mastered the dance of planting and harvesting, transforming wild surroundings into thriving oases of crops. Once we domesticated animals, we could stay exactly where we were and let the food come to us. Those initial clutches of mud huts became stationary cities, marking the moment we moved from a species struggling to survive to one poised to dominate. Over 7,000 years ago, Sumeria emerged in Mesopotamia between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. This wasn't just a collection of huts, but the world's first known civilization, where survival began to give way to advanced organization. These rows of cuneiform script allowed for the world's first writing system. For the first time, humans could store information outside of their own minds, sharing knowledge across any distance and preserving it for future generations. At the same time, Sumerian blacksmiths began melting copper and tin together to create bronze. Weapons that were once weak and brittle became stronger and more durable, signaling the end of the Stone Age and the beginning of organized, brutal warfare. With record-keeping and bronze weaponry, early empires scaled rapidly. In Egypt, this resulted in a strictly structured society, topped by the pharaoh, who directed millions of workers to construct massive monuments like the pyramids, structures meant to reflect a position at the very pinnacle of human existence. As these early cities transformed into advanced civilizations, a pattern began to emerge. Each new technological advancement allowed a society to ascend from mere survival to the conquest of its neighbors. But around 1110 BC, that progress hit a wall. A perfect storm of droughts and eruptions led to rampant food shortages, followed quickly by mystery invaders who left the Bronze Age civilizations in ruins. Humanity adapted by melting ordinary rocks in blazing furnaces to produce iron. Sharper and tougher than bronze, iron tools and weapons allowed new civilizations to be built on an even greater scale than before. The Roman Republic used this iron to conquer the entire Mediterranean world. Their empire was built on a reputation for military victory, using superior engineering to maintain order across vast territories for centuries. In the East, the Qin dynasty used similar advancements to redraw the map of China. They abolished old systems and constructed massive defenses, like the Great Wall, which eventually stretched over 21,000 kilometers to prevent foreign conquest. While iron defended the borders, intellectual tools managed the people. In Mesoamerica, the Olmec and later the Aztecs developed complex writing systems and invented the concept of the number 0, allowing for advanced timekeeping and astronomical calculations. These dual forces, tougher metals to hold the land and foundational mathematics to manage the population, allowed the classical world to scale to sizes that were previously impossible. In 856 AD, a Chinese alchemist searching for medicine accidentally mixed sulfur, charcoal, and saltpeter. The explosive result was gunpowder, a radical discovery that would soon unleash destruction far beyond his own workshop. This single chemical compound eventually rendered stone fortifications obsolete. In 1453, the Ottomans used massive gunpowder cannons to crush the legendary walls of Constantinople, ending the last vestige of the Roman world. With the fall of Constantinople, the Ottomans barred Christian merchants from the traditional Silk Road. Searching for a new path to Asia, European navigators pushed west into the unknown Atlantic. Columbus's arrival in the Americas resulted in permanent contact between the two hemispheres. This was the start of true globalization, a process as violent as it was transformative. As the world grew, so did the speed of information. The invention of the printing press meant that maps, scientific discoveries, and radical new ideas no longer had to be copied by hand, allowing knowledge to spread faster than any authority could contain it. Gunpowder and the printing press shattered the old, isolated borders of the medieval world, forcing humanity into a single, interconnected era of unprecedented creativity and systemic brutality. This global collision of ideas sparked the Renaissance. In cities like Florence, artists and scholars achieved a complete mastery of their crafts, elevating human potential to new heights. That spirit of critical thinking led to classical physics. Sir Isaac Newton utilized a new form of mathematics, calculus, to explain the motion of everything in the universe, from falling apples to the orbiting moon. This advanced mathematics paved the way for the Industrial Revolution. We shifted human power from physical muscle to manufactured energy, using steam engines to revolutionize every aspect of life. But this interconnected world had a dark side. The same ships and guns that built empires also fueled the transatlantic slave trade and the industrialized exploitation of indigenous peoples, treating human beings as cargo to harvest raw materials. Human history is a relentless cycle. Every new forge of power ensures our survival, but exponentially increases our capacity for destruction. As we stand on the edge of a new era, we are left to wonder who or what our next technology will conquer.